Imagine losing your home in just 4 minutes. That's exactly what happened to 500 families in Italy, Sicily, as a massive landslide swallowed streets, homes, and everything they knew. From cracking asphalt to collapsing walls, the city is now a battlefield between human life and nature's unstoppable force. January 25, 2026, started like any other Sunday in the Santa Croce neighborhood of Niscemi. Families were preparing meals, laughing together, and enjoying the quiet of a typical weekend. But at exactly 1 p.m., a deep guttural rumble erupted beneath their feet, something far more terrifying than an earthquake. The asphalt outside homes began to split, cracks spreading across streets like veins. Residents describe it as watching solid pavement slowly tear apart. Within minutes, the earth was sliding inch by inch toward the nearby Beneficio River, turning the neighborhood into a real-life disaster zone. 500 people had just 4 minutes to escape, grabbing whatever they could carry. Videos captured by fleeing residents resemble scenes straight out of a Hollywood disaster movie. Walls buckling, streets cracking, and a terrifying grinding sound of millions of tons of soil moving downhill. The scale is staggering. This wasn't an isolated event. Just 9 days prior, on January 16, the region experienced a first massive landslide stretching 1.6 kilometers wide, approximately the size of 140 soccer fields. The scarps, those step-like cracks appearing in the earth, reached 20 to 23 feet high, the equivalent of a 2-story building emerging overnight. Roads were obliterated, fiber optic cables severed, and methane gas lines ruptured, creating additional hazards. 35 families were evacuated immediately, unsure if they would ever return home. So, what triggered this disaster? Enter Cyclone Harry, which slammed into Sicily just a week earlier, between January 18th and 21st. It dumped over 22 inches of rain in just 72 hours, soaking already unstable soil. To put this in perspective, some parts of Sicily's average annual rainfall is less than this. The ground could no longer hold the weight of water, buildings, and centuries of eroded terrain, creating a perfect storm for the landslide. Waves along the coast reached 16 meters, 52 feet, officially the largest recorded in Mediterranean history. As the storm battered the coast, rain seeped inland, saturating clay sand units that form the city's unstable foundation. Clay, when wet, loses cohesion, turning into a thick paste incapable of supporting anything above it. Adding to the danger, Niscemi is situated on a slope descending into the Arroyo River Valley, meaning gravity itself was working against residents. Historically, this area has been prone to Calanchi phenomena, deep ravines carved by centuries of erosion. This combination of slope, soil type, and saturated terrain made the city a ticking time bomb. Today, Niscemi is virtually isolated. Provincial Road 10 is closed due to the landslide, Road 12 has been blocked since January 16th, and only Road 11 remains open. This single access route is the lifeline for 25,000 residents, funneling them to safety and emergency aid. Emergency shelters like the Paler Sports Palace have become temporary homes. Hundreds of camp beds and volunteers are providing food, water, and warmth for displaced families. Schools remain closed indefinitely, and authorities are carefully monitoring every square meter of land for movement. Experts warn that landslides differ from earthquakes. They don't just strike once and end. Soil can continue moving for days, weeks, or even months, meaning areas that appear safe may still be at risk. Continuous monitoring by the Regional Civil Protection and Italy's Research Institute is crucial to prevent further loss of life. This disaster has revealed not just the power of nature, but also the fragility of human infrastructure. Roads can become impassable in minutes. Homes and buildings, no matter how historic, can collapse under conditions they were never designed for. Fiber optic lines, power grids, and gas lines are vulnerable, creating additional challenges for rescue teams. For the residents, the emotional toll is enormous. Many lost homes passed down for generations, entire neighborhoods have been destroyed, and uncertainty about when, or if, they can return weighs heavily on every family. Survivor testimonies describe a mix of shock, fear, and disbelief at how quickly life changed. Authorities and technical teams are now focusing on stabilization and long-term monitoring. Specialists are determining whether the January 16th and January 25th landslides are connected. The findings will guide reconstruction efforts, emergency planning, and how to protect residents in future extreme weather events. Niscemi's story is also a warning about climate and natural forces. Cyclone Harry, unprecedented rainfall, and unstable terrain combined to create a disaster that might have been prevented with better monitoring, infrastructure planning, and awareness of historical geological patterns. For viewers, the lesson is clear. Nature can strike suddenly, and preparedness is crucial. Early warnings, emergency shelters, evacuation plans, and responsible government response save lives. Niscemi may be the face of today's tragedy, but it is a warning for every city near slopes, rivers, or unstable soil. As the landslide continues to slowly creep downhill, Niscemi remains under strict observation. Authorities urge residents to follow instructions, remain in shelters, and stay informed through official channels. Even a seemingly calm afternoon can turn deadly in this region. In conclusion, the Niscemi, Sicily landslide is a terrifying reminder of nature's power and human vulnerability. From cracked streets and collapsing homes to isolated communities and emergency shelters, the impact is severe. Cyclone Harry set the stage, but centuries of geological conditions determined the scale of disaster. This ongoing event is not just a story about landslides. It's about human resilience, emergency response, and the lessons we must learn before the next disaster strikes. Stay safe, stay informed, and never underestimate the force of nature.